Greetings and salutations, my favorite movie nerds. My name is Gilbert Ybarra, and welcome back to the Attic Review. Alright, guys, I am super excited to talk about this new release. Normally, when I talk about movies, these films go into like the 80s and 90s. However, this film, I feel, should be talked about because it just came out. I'm not even sure if it's on demand or not. But I had the luxury and pleasure of seeing it in the theaters, and it is starring the Enigma himself, Nicolas Cage, in a film that many compared to the wildly popular Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. I've never played the game, but I know of it, and I know the story behind it, and I can safely say that it does kind of resemble it. However, this movie is fucking fantastic, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys about it. What movie is it? We are talking about... I don't have the fucking DVD yet. It just came out, so my apologies. But let's look at that cool poster for Willy's Wonderland. Do you guys not see Nicolas Cage and all those evil, mean-looking animatronics? If that doesn't get you excited and riled up to see the movie, woo, check your pulse again because, oh man, I'm telling you, this movie kicks so much ass, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me give you a quick synopsis so you know what you're walking into should you ever get the courage to go see this cheesy movie. So we've got Nicolas Cage starring as the janitor. Our protagonist with not too many words on his mind, but he's got a mission. His mission is to get his car fixed after he stumbles across a small town. Before I get more into that, just look at how cool and badass Nick Cage looks as a janitor. I mean, just look at him. I, I mean, look at Nick Cage, that cool John on beard. The blue blockers, amazing. So again, I'm just fascinated by his character, but let's get more into the story. So he is a nomad, gets caught into this town with a deep, dark secret by the name of Willy's Wonderland. A Charles E. Entertainment or Chuck E. Cheese for the layman type of establishment with a very sinister past. I don't want to get into that too much because that would be spoiling the movie, and what's the fun of that? I don't want to do that to you guys. But just know that, obviously, Nick Cage has got to spend the night there to clean up, and the odds are not in his favor of survival, seeing as everyone else that's been roped into cleaning up that establishment has met a bloody demise. Now, he's not alone in this because we have the town that is woke. They understand what's going on, at least the teenagers do, and they want to end that shit. So they're trying to do that, but of course we got a sheriff to do the job and wants to keep the status quo for the town and wants to stop the teenagers from doing it. And of course the teenagers themselves fall into the goddamn building with Nick Cage, aka the janitor, and we just get to see them try to survive and get the fuck out of that crazy place. So, basic synopsis, let's talk about why it's so badass and why you're gonna love it. Here we go. Alright, Gilbert, poster, synopsis, cool, but why should we watch this movie? I'm so glad you asked that. So, do you like John Wick? Do you like Five Nights at Freddy's? Do you like Nicolas Cage? If you like any of those, you're going to love Willy's Wonderland because the best way I like to describe it is as John Wick entered Five Nights at Freddy's. Alright, you got Nicolas Cage just being Nicolas Cage. I don't know what he's been doing recently with his recent stint of horror movies like Mandy, The Color of Space, or is it Color Outer Space? I'm sorry if I messed that up. But I am digging whatever the hell his journey is because it's so cool him taking these chances. Like even in this movie itself, I'm not kidding when I say he's a man of few words. You're going to see what I mean when you're watching the film. His performances seem like it's truly from the heart. I mean, I've always liked his wacky career, but more and more, and like, I'm not even going to say twilight end of his career because it seems like he's just getting started with something new, especially with Willy's Wonderland because it's a weird take as far as wanting to be cheesy, but also intent on delivering some really good scares and laughs throughout the movie. The movie is littered with great jump scares. Again, I like watching these movies with close friends and families, and I got to see it with my sister and brother-in-law, and watching their reactions, I was like, oh god, I really jumped. Was I supposed to jump that hard in this movie? And that's what's so cool about this is that ingrained in the film of all of its cheesiness, we have some really good scares to match the funny parts. I mean, Nicolas Cage himself, I never realized how great of a face actor he was until I saw how minimal his lines were in this film, and holy shit, I was just more impressed with his presence than him speaking any dialogue. And it was cool because in the midst of all this chaos in the building itself, we're kind of wrapped into like just his story. There's a lot going on with Willy's Wonderland, But I kept scratching my head like, who is this guy? And I mean, maybe it shouldn't that been that much of a distraction for me, but it was. Again, look at him facing these animatronics. Look how awesome and menacing those designs look for the animatronics. Now, the animatronics weren't the only things smoothly designed out for this movie. I'm talking like some color schemes, I'm talking the supporting cast. Everything is really finely pressed in this film. I couldn't help but noticing a few things with the color and sound of the film. The colors seem to constantly have a purplish hue, which I'm noticing Nick Cage has been doing a lot in his films. Let's see if we can dig up some purple right here. Let's see. Yo, I am digging the fuck out of that purple, man. I don't know what it is about a good color theme in a movie, but it's so aesthetically pleasing and just makes it that much more enjoyable. Now, speaking of also what makes things enjoyable is a good musical score for me. I am a mark for it. I talk about it constantly how a good musical score can make or break a movie. In this movie, it's awesome because it's so zany. It matches the themes of blood and gore and mayhem. However, we have a little bit of pinch of Nicolas Cage persona. Now, how do I describe that? Some of these sequences sound like they could be put in other Nicolas Cage movies. Like it could be in Con Air, it could be in The Rock. I don't know what it is, maybe I'm nuts, but it just seemed like the music was specifically tailored for Nicolas Cage, which was cool. I wish I had a nice little sound clip for you, but when you watch the movie, I'm hoping you're kind of digging what I'm saying. Now, again, supporting cast is great. Nice, young, fresh cast. They are all doing their parts. You know, we got the best friend, we've got the simp, we've got all of it, we've got the leader. Great stuff there. I really enjoyed the cast. There's kind of an antagonist in it, the sheriff, played by Beth Grant. If you don't know who Beth Grant is, give me one moment. Let's check her out. That's Beth Grant, that pain in the ass in Donnie Darko, and the teacher that got the shit beat out of her in Child's Play 2. So whenever I see Beth Grant in a movie, I know A, something bad's gonna happen to her. B, the movie is normally pretty solid because everything I've seen her in as far as horror, the movie's pretty solid. So thank you, Beth Grant, for loaning your services in this movie. Beth Grant, ladies and gentlemen. I got so caught up in Beth Grant getting her ass kicked and the rest of the crew that I forgot one of the main points that I really enjoyed about this film, which is going to come across kind of hypocritical of me because I did not enjoy Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Fight me, I don't care, that movie sucked. However, I do see a slight resemblance in the end game for Willy's Wonderland because we see Nicolas Cage kind of like a video game leveling up and trying to get to that final level. Sorry again, I know it's completely hypocritical, but watching him going through his foes and trying to get to the end of the night and just this, if I can say it, dismantling his opponents, it's really neat to see. And I had so much fun watching his determination and his routine. I can't tell you how fascinating his fucking character is, man. Because, I mean, again, doesn't talk a lot. And Nicolas Cage just menacing at you. It's awesome to watch as he's kicking the living crap out of these animatronics. So check it out. Okay, now that I'm done gushing over the actors, especially Nicolas Cage. Okay, who am I kidding? It's Nicolas Cage. Let's see him again. Nick Cage and cast crew, thank you guys so much for doing a wonderful job. However, let's get back to the animatronics and what they brought to the table, which is carnage candy, because there are some amazing death scenes. There's some great stalking and hunting scenes that you get kind of put into a lull, dealing with the offbeats and colorful remarks and just the funny interaction between all the characters. You kind of get lost and forget that you are still in a motherfucking horror movie. And if you're not careful, you might shit. Okay, you're not going to shit your pants, but there's some good scares. I mean, look at some of the scary characters just popping up out of nowhere. Let's look at some examples. Again, family, it would behoove you to not let your guard down, because the movie is masterful in presenting all these fun, kind of light-hearted areas, and you're laughing, you're having a good time with your friends, and oh my god, it scares you nice and good. All right, because the movie itself knows it's cheesy. It knows it's not gonna just, intimidate you, but that's where they lull you, and that's where they get the good scares in. So I cannot say enough high praise about Willy's Wonderland. It's good, thoughtless, chaotic fun. Just have fun with it and let me know what parts you really enjoyed, guys. Alright, I do this every time. Forgive me. Please click like and subscribe, and thank you guys so much for taking the time to see if you should go watch Willy's Wonderland or not. Now, I am fully aware that underneath my shirt you can see another logo. If you guys know what movie this is from, shout me your favorite quote, and I'll give you guys a shout out in the next video. Thank you guys. Again, go watch Willy's Wonderland. It's been the Attic Review. Gilbert Barr saying goodbye. Smile Tiger. Have a good one, guys.